Happy New Year. 2222 22222. I hope you're doing well. I wish you a very happy day. Um I got a couple things I'd like to talk to you about. Um I saw a beautiful podcast with Joe Rogan and Dr. Howard last night on Spotify. And it's nice that we can actually talk again on YouTube about like, hey, instead of pushing this narrative on everybody, um, let's push it on the people that need it. Like, I'm glad that this COVID thing came up. I know, right? I try to look at the positive. For people that don't have a good immune system, thank God we have the technology we have today compared to 100 years ago, where, let's take for instance, ivermectin was made, and at that time it was like the pinnacle of its medicine. But for those that actually have a strong immune system and that eat vegetables every day and fruit, I mean, if it comes to that point and I am sick, and I'm speaking for myself here, I will definitely go the Joe Rogan route. I am not putting anything in my temple, baby. No, thank you. I've already been to a neurologist when I was, young enough to not know really what was going on. And it sort of pushed my spirituality onto the path that I'm on right now. And I'm so grateful for that. Because I'll be honest with you guys, I never thought the year 2022 would be here and I would be here in this moment with you. I honestly thought that I would not be here by now, and I'm only grateful for that. So, anyway, with all this said, right, Dr. Howard was there when COVID hit, and he was one of the first people, taking care of this, making sure the proteins were right. I mean, if you do your own research, you'll have credible sources, and if they try to fact check you, then there's no strikes against it because your facts are actually coming from legitimate places of science. And the thing I knew I needed to be patient about before I released this information, and why I did not take the once you know yourself in your heart, right? You'll become more aware of certain agendas being pushed, especially on people that, the government claims that are very predictable. But this is the beauty of human nature. It's unpredictable. It's unpredictable in my mind's eye. Whoa. But I'm speaking for myself here. So, I know on the outside it might look like everything's breaking apart, but that's for a legitimate reason. We have a great foundation at our heart, right? So it's just like anything else. Whatever rises must fall. It's natural law. But we've been dictated so much that people are now starting to wake up to the fact that, holy shit, I've got more power than I ever thought possible. By taking that little moment by moment, right? Now, I have an idea about what's going on. All you have to do is look at Australia and just know what kind of wave they're going to try to implement. And it's kind of sad because I'm a very big Joe Rogan fan, and I just heard that he canceled his tour in Canada because the COVID measures were too strict. And I, for one, live in Quebec, And if nobody has seen Joe Rogan's podcast with Dr. Howard, which, you know, he's been to the top schools and he's done it all. And that's why he was one of the main people, you know, when the pandemic hit. Now, again, I am completely for people with bad immune systems taking a jab and all that stuff. I think technology is served for that, right? Like, there's a problem, we're humans, we find a solution, we take care of those people that need that solution. But we don't fall on, you know, everybody's list. Like, let me take this very clearly to you guys. I used to be epileptic. And if I would not have stopped taking those medications, which inside I knew they would make me feel okay for about a week, and then what would happen? Major depression, major everything. I mean everything, guys, everything. I did not feel in control of my own body, let alone my own spirit. So I decided to do the research myself. Now, I know I'm going from, you know, COVID to epilepsy, but this is just my story. I'm just sharing my information. I stopped listening to everybody because I did not want to take these pills anymore. I knew I wasn't epileptic. I was just drinking too much and partying too much. And my system just said, fuck it, dude. You've had enough. Because, you know, I wasn't there. But then I stopped the drugs. I stopped the consistent drinking of alcohol. And guess what happened? It never happened again. Now, I know this is my story, right? But I know where I come from, and to be 38 years old and not have to take any one of those dilatant medications that made me feel like a zombie, I'm only grateful to Spirit and my Most High for taking me out of that dream and for me to take my choice back and say, I'm going to do what is best for me. You know, everybody on the outside of me, that's their own choice. I have no control over that. But for myself, I will have the last word. And I will not take the vaccine. End of fucking story. Were you guys aware that in Israel, they're up to 4 jabs now? Meanwhile, there's a report that ivermectin is actually been clinically documented that is 90% to 95% effective against the COVID SARS-1. So what do you think it's going to do to its, like, stronger cousins? Up the dosage, no more COVID. That's in my realization of my mind because I'm my own scientist, I'm my own artist, I'm sort of like my own shaman. I work on my energetic vibration and I research everything that I can with what's given to me. And so far, I have to admit, I'm pretty proud of myself from where I come from. Because I used to be a huge addict. I used to be codependent. I used to be everything under the book. And for the first time in my life, I am free. I need nothing from no one. Although I love people, doesn't mean I don't like people. But I don't need to depend on someone else to comfort me in joy and in happiness. It's just natural now because I decided to work on myself. Like, I'm spiritual, right? So I actually believe that, look, if my body's failing me and I'm about to die, I've accepted the fact that it's just my time to go. That's all. Nothing more. I'll be back, you know. So will you. We'll all be back. We'll all be back. But I really believe that this will come to pass again, and everybody's just going to play it off like, oh no, we never said that, and remember what we said about Trump, and no, we never said that, and it's just, it always comes to pass. So if you're going a little fucking crazy out there with everybody implying everyone's bullshit and then some, you're not alone. Just, do your research. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. I have, and I am truly blessed that Spirit has guided me this far. It's all love. But when Canadian politicians are selling our future for vaccine makers, big pharma, tech, and they're working with all the governments to make you so distracted that it's the most predictable thing in the book, and the fact that they're betting on you not standing up for yourself, for you to research your own shit, some people's got to stand the fuck up and say, look, there's another option here. Let's be civilized about this. We don't need to go into Fourth Reich again. We've seen what it does when we separate people. This is what you're doing. You guys need to stop. We can collab in love and peace. I mean, am I wrong here, or is it just me? Other than that, I wish you guys a great day. And that's the energy I felt today. So, with that said, one love. Happy 2022, everyone. I can't believe it's the year 2021. Or 2022. Whoa. 2021 was fast. One love. Hang in there. You're loved, you're beautiful. Way more than you know.